All right, y'all, welcome back to Rushing Family Recipes. So today we're gonna be making one of my all-time favorite dishes, the Cajun Blackened Shrimp Alfredo.
Hey y'all, my name's Zach. Y'all may know me from ranting in my truck, stand-up comedy, or my outdoor apparel brand, Triple B Outdoors. Me and my family have been sharing recipes for as long as I can remember, and now we're gonna share them with you. All nanny approved, Rushing Family Recipes.
So today we're gonna be making one of my all-time favorite dishes, the Cajun Blackened Shrimp Alfredo. It's real simple. It's a little bit overwhelming for a lot of people. I'm gonna show you how to do it the easiest way. What you're gonna need is 1 pound of Gulf shrimp. I live on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. It's very easy for us to go down to the harbor and go get some shrimp. But this recipe works just as amazing. If for some frozen shrimp from Walmart, you get the great value jumbo shrimp. It works perfectly fine. So along with the 1 pound of shrimp, you're also gonna need 1 red bell pepper that I've already diced up, along with the green bell pepper and the Vidalia onion. You want that sweet onion. A lot of Cajun dishes use white onion and this, that, and the other. I prefer the Vidalia, but that's 100% up to you. You're gonna need 2 cups of heavy cream, 1.5 cups of shredded Parmesan, a 1/2 cup of shredded Romano cheese, 4 tablespoons of butter, 1/4 cup of lemon juice, 3 tablespoons of minced garlic, your Cajun seasoning blend. I ain't gonna tell y'all about this one yet because it ain't come out yet, but any kind of Cajun seasoning will work. And if you want to get that little bit of extra flair to it, make sure you put a little bit of blackened seasoning in there. And you're gonna need 1 tablespoon of flour. Now, after you get your vegetables done up, we've already got this done. Make sure, also, I forgot to tell y'all this, make sure you get fettuccine. You can do it with penne pasta, you can do it with rigatoni, you can do it with whatever, but if you're making Alfredo, you might as well use fettuccine. Now, first thing we're gonna do is we gotta get these noodles on a boil, and I gotta clear off my damn kitchen space right here where I can start boiling, but we're gonna get the noodles on, then I'm gonna show y'all how to season them shrimp. All right, y'all, we got the water on, getting it heating up, bringing it to a boil. While we're waiting on it to come to a boil, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all how to season y'all shrimp. Now, I know that my Triple B Cajun seasoning sold out so quick last year. We haven't been able to order any more of it because the factory shut down, but it is coming back out soon, so keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, if you wanna make your own at home, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a recipe. Get you 1 tablespoon of each of these and mix it all together. Make sure you put your favorite Cajun seasoning in there. You can use Tony Chachere's. Shout out to my buddy, Stale Cracker. You can use his damn Cajun seasoning. It's fantastic as well. Get you 1 tablespoon of the Cajun seasoning. Get you 1 tablespoon of Zatarain's blackening seasoning. And get you 1 tablespoon of the the garlic powder. That will take care of everything that you need in this. And I got it all mixed up right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give it a little mix right in here. And then all you wanna do is take it over your shrimp and you just wanna kind of sprinkle it over there. It's gonna look like it's got too much seasoning in it, but it does not. I can assure you that blackening seasoning really kind of darkens everything up. So once you get it in there, make sure your hands are clean and just dive right in, y'all. Go ahead and give it a good mix, but get all them flavors incorporated up in here. That is what's gonna make this whole dish good. Now, once you get everything kind of incorporated, I'm gonna set this back down, wash my hand off, and then we're gonna drop them noodles. All right, y'all, got my hands all washed off and everything. Got the shrimp juice off up. Let's check on our water right here. Oh yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. So you want to take the whole pack of fettuccine. All right, don't matter what name brand you use. This is just the one that I had in my local store. And I wanted some damn shrimp Alfredo today. So go ahead and open this up. You're gonna take the whole pack. Do not break these noodles. I see the people doing that shit all the time. Don't do that. Just dump the whole damn thing in there whole. Just like that right there. They will soften up and then you'll be able to spin them down in there. Make sure they all get in there. Now, the box tells you, because we're going for an al dente. We're going for almost done. So the box tells you 12 minutes, somewhere along in that range. I like to check mine around the 10-minute mark because everybody's stove is different. I may have a more powerful stove than what you have. You may have a more powerful stove than what I got. If you're cooking over an open flame, I guarantee you it's more powerful than any kind of electric stove. Check it at 10 minutes. You want a little bit of rawness to the inside of it, but we're gonna finish that off at the end. Y'all just gotta trust me on this. Drop them in there, get you a set of tongs, spin them around, make sure they're all submerged, and then put the lid back on it and start your internal timer. Where is my fucking tongs? I really don't want to use those tongs. They're a little bit overkill for what I'm going for. Here we go. Took me a minute, but I found my tongs. So as these right here are boiling, you're just gonna take and you're gonna just start to kind of swirl them around like this right here. They're gonna start to bend. You wanna make sure that none of this right here is stuck together. Kind of swirl them around like that right there. And then one key, and a lot of people don't do this, I don't know the science behind it or anything like that, but I always, with these big old hands, you know, the ones that make a double D titty look like a Granny Smith apple, I give me a big old heaping pinch of salt and I put it right in the top of it right there. Just kind of give it a little stir, a little mix around, everything's submerged, everything's in the water. We're gonna go ahead and put the lid back on it. Makes it boil faster, internal clock is rolling. Now, while that's going on, go ahead and bring your big, you can use a Sautéing pan, you can use a cast iron. I know a lot of people use the cast iron when they're doing this. Go ahead and heat up whatever pot you're gonna use. Just make sure it's big enough to incorporate all your ingredients at the end. Go ahead and let that heat up. While we're waiting on that to heat up, we're gonna put a knob of butter in there. When that gets melted, it's gonna be time to go ahead and saute up them shrimp. All right, y'all, we got the shrimp in. They doing their thing. I got it on a medium-high heat. We'll try to get a real good, nice, crisp outer portion of the shrimp. Little bit of a pro tip right here. Yes, I have the lid and everything, but I prefer not to use the lid whenever I'm sauteing up shrimp. I want as much of that moisture to evaporate out of there as humanly possible. Go ahead and let that do its thing. About every minute or so, just give them a nice little turn and flip and switch and everything, and you're good to go. All right, y'all, you'll start to notice whenever you're cooking these shrimp, a lot of people have probably never cooked them before this way. It's very easy to tell when they're done. When a shrimp makes a C, it means that they're done. When they start to curl up, it means they're done. Now, we're not going for just done here. What we're going for is like a blackening. We're going for a little bit overdone here. And trust me, you're not going to be chewy or anything like that. They're going to be perfect. Trust me. You just want to make sure you scorch up that seasoning just a little bit. And don't worry about all this stuff that's sticking to the bottom of the pan. All that's going to be deglazed when we put the vegetables in there. So y'all just give it just a minute right here. Gonna got about 30 more seconds on here. And we're gonna get these shrimp out of there and we're gonna drop them vegetables. All right, y'all, shrimp is done. Most of the damn moisture is already evaporated out of there, so we're gonna go ahead and spoon all of them out. If you got any kind of moisture left in there, but you've already reached your color that you want, that's perfectly fine. Leave it in there, we'll use it for flavoring. Now, get all these shrimp, put them into a nice clean bowl. We're gonna set them over to the side. We'll see y'all at the end of this dish. Go ahead and get all of these out of here. Now, as soon as you drop these in this bowl right here, gotta be a little quick with it. We're gonna try to save on dishes. Go ahead and drop you another knob of butter in there. And you wanna take all of your vegetables, your one green bell pepper, your one red bell pepper, and your onion. And we're just gonna kind of just shovel them on in here. Just like that right there. All them crusties and flavor just on the bottom of that pan. Gonna bring all that back to life here in just a second. Now, once you put your vegetables in there, you are gonna want to turn that heat down. We were trying to get a blackening on them, got a runaway. We're trying to get a blackening seasoning kind of vibe on them shrimp. When it comes to these vegetables, low and slow. So I'm gonna say about a medium heat, about halfway up, and just give them a good stir and let them do their thing. And don't forget, every couple minutes, go ahead and grab your damn lid off of your noodles. Oh yeah, they boiling good. Go ahead and make sure ain't nothing sticking around. Just kind of give them a little swirl. And put them back, make them go night-night. Put them right back, put the lid right back on, let them do their thing. We got about 3 minutes left on the noodles before we're gonna drain them. All right, y'all, pasta's been going for 11 minutes. Just tasted one, it's absolutely perfect. Gonna go ahead and cut the fire off on that. But before I drain that pasta, I'm gonna let it just quit boiling for just a second. Now is a great time to go ahead and add your 3 tablespoons of minced garlic to your vegetables, along with your 1/4 cup of lemon juice. This is very important because this is a seafood dish. You want to add that little bit of wang to it. You want to put that little bit of acidity with it. Plus, lemon goes good with anything seafood. So get this right here mixed up. It's going to help get that last little bit of the seasoning off the bottom of this pan. Go ahead and let that do its thing. Now we're using the lid. I'm going to let these vegetables get good and soft while I go ahead and I drain out this pasta. All right, y'all. Got them vegetables nice and translucent, nice and cooked down. You can smell the lemon juice, you can smell the garlic. Now I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of a hack here. So get you about a tablespoon of just all-purpose flour. and just sprinkle it around in here a little bit. This is gonna help you get that creamy, thick texture with your Alfredo. Just kind of mix it around in here, give it a minute to kind of soak up a little bit of them juices that we done put in there. It shouldn't take long, just gonna kind of mix it around here. Just like that right there. You can see it immediately went to about half of the amount of juice that was in there. So at this point right here, this is when my arms get tired. This is when you gotta be able to multitask, okay? Especially if you're cooking by yourself, which I do like 99% of the time. So you're gonna get you 2 cups of heavy cream, and you're gonna start pouring it in there, but you're gonna pour it in slow. Incorporate it in. You don't wanna just make a damn heavy cream bath in here. You're gonna kind of pour it all around. Make sure you're mixing it as you go. Nice and slow while it can get incorporated in everything. If you just go ahead and dump it in there, it's gonna cool off your pan too much. Something I learned a long time ago. You wanna try to keep that heat up. Now, once you get to a certain point, you can just say, fuck it, and throw the rest of that shit in there. All right, make sure all that's incorporated right there. Now, that flour is gonna help thicken up this heavy cream and turn it into an Alfredo sauce. So give it a good mix. There's nothing worse than burnt heavy cream. So at this time, I'm gonna tell you to go ahead and bring it to a boil. But once you bring it to a boil, immediately cut it back down to a simmer and just let it reduce. Let it get to the thickness that you like. Everybody likes different kind of consistency. Me personally, I like a thick, but not too thick kind of deal. Like she can have ass, but she ain't gotta have ass and tits. I'm cool with either one of them. So just kind of get the consistency that you want. Give it a little stir, make sure your cream ain't burning. Once it comes to a boil, cut it back down to a simmer, let it do its thing. You take you about 5-6 minutes, and we're gonna add the cheese. So just be patient here. This is one of them things, don't rush this shit. Catchphrase, don't rush this shit. You want something to be good, best things in life are worth waiting for. Just be patient, don't rush it. All right, y'all, I've gotten about to the consistency that I want. You can look at it on the back of the spoon right there. That's about the consistency that I like. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little taste, because at this point right here, this is all personal preference. This is all about how you like your stuff. So I'm gonna take the back of the spoon, put it in there, a little taste. For most people that might be okay, but growing up in the South, I gotta have a little bit more seasoning. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit more of that Cajun seasoning, sprinkle right over the top of it, and mix that in. Now, because I'm already at my consistency that I like, I'm gonna go ahead at this point and I'm gonna start adding the cheese. Now, we're gonna start off with 1.5 cups of shredded Parmesan. Add a little bit at a time so you don't get no cheese balls in there. I told you, you gotta be able to multitask with this. Add it in, swirl it around. Make sure it starts to melt, add a little bit more. Swirl it around. This ain't rocket science. It's just kind of like one of the things where you gotta tap your tummy and rub your head. I did that backwards, you know what I mean. Put this shit in there, mix it around. You're gonna notice that your Alfredo is starting to thicken up. That's okay, trust me. Trust me, it's gonna be fine. Go ahead and dump the rest of that in there. Go ahead and stir that up. Now, this is a really strong cheese. This Romano cheese got a lot of damn flavor to it, but so does the Parmesan. Parmesan's got a lot of salt in it. That's why I didn't want to add no salt up to this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and start sprinkling in the Romano cheese after I get all of that damn Parmesan melted. Making sure it's all getting in there, getting melted up, creamy goodness, all this, that, and the other. Now, you think you got too thick, don't go adding anything yet. Don't go adding more cream, don't go do nothing. You think you're too thick, these shrimp got juice in them. At this point, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dump all the juices, everything, back in here with the shrimp. Everything goes in at one time, just like this right here. And all of a sudden, abracadabra, Bob's your uncle, your consistency is right back to how you wanted it. Nice, cheesy, fluent, damn Alfredo. Last piece of this puzzle, which I've still got this on a simmering heat, but I'm gonna let it simmer and kind of incorporate for about 2 minutes. At this point, let them seasonings just go ahead and get all over every shrimp. Make sure it's good and blended together. Make sure there ain't no lumps of cheese or anything like that. And we're gonna add back the noodles, stir it up, plate it up, eat good. Very simple. So give me about 2 minutes right here on the stirring. Don't let your arm give out on you, just keep stirring. All right, y'all, by this time, your pasta ought to be cooled down to the point that you can just grab a little bit of it with your hands like this right here. It'll cut loose, just drop it on in there and start incorporating it. Start making sure all that goodness gets covered in all that pasta. A little bit at a time, handful at a time. This ain't no real like dead set thing that you gotta do. You want to use tongs, you can. I just got big hands and I don't feel like dirtying up more dishes than I have to. So I'm gonna incorporate about half of it. When it starts to get too thick for my spoon, like it's doing right now, I guess I lied to y'all, I'm gonna have to switch over to the damn tongs. So take some more noodles, put in here, swirl. Put it in there and turn it. That's what gets all of them flavors going, just like this right here. Pull it, twist it, bop it, turn it, all of that stuff from the childhood. Y'all remember them days? Get you another handful of pasta. Throw that hoe in there. Same thing, grab it, twist it, pull it, spank it, all that good shit. Gonna give it a nice little turn here. You'll start to see how everything start to come together. Now, got a little bit left in here. We'll go ahead and just dump the rest of this in here all at the same time. That way we can be done with this dish. So I can get that noodle out there. All right. That's all the pasta right there. Now, it's just a labor of love, y'all. It's just getting in here, making sure everything's incorporated, twisting, turning, flopping, whatever you gotta do to make sure all of this stuff is combined. Because after this point right here, cut your fire off. You don't need it no more. If you got you a half-ass decent pot or a half-ass decent salt, a cast iron does great with this because it holds heat. Your food's gonna stay warm. So just go ahead, mix it all together. Now, if you're still a little bit off on consistency for you, wait a little bit. It's gonna thicken up the more you wait. For me, this is perfect. I can see the cheese pull in there. I can see the right amount of shrimp dispersed through the whole thing. I'm just trying to make sure that everything's incorporated like it should be to make sure whenever somebody comes through and gets a plate, they get a little bit of everything. So I'm gonna mix this up about another, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds. We'll grab a plate. We'll plate this shit for you, show y'all what it's about. All right, y'all, there it is right there. Blackened Cajun shrimp Alfredo. This is one of my all-time favorite meals. I already know it's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna go in here and look at there. Got a shrimp on the first poke. That's how you know you got enough in there. Go ahead and give it a little swirl, give y'all a taste test. You want to impress your friends, especially if you like not in the South and you in the North. You want to impress your friends with a good Cajun dish, make this for them right here. Little pro tip, a lot of people do it down here in the South. Get you a little hot sauce, sprinkle on the top of that thing, put a little zang with it. Appreciate y'all coming out to Rushy Family Recipes. I got something good coming for y'all next week. Y'all come on back and make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications where you're notified every time we post a new video. We'll be posting a new recipe every week from here on out. Love y'all to death. Sheep.